Ow, 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 ow. Okay, burning my hand. Not part of the plan. Hey everyone, my name is Courtney. Let's jump into these Dollar Tree fall DIYs. All of you seem to love multi-seasonal pieces, so that is what this DIY is. So here I have got 3 pieces of 2x2s that I got in my garage, just scrap wood. I cut them to 8 inches long and I gave them a very light sanding. Now, because it's multi-seasonal, you're going to paint one of these a green color. So whatever green you choose, make sure that you like it for fall and for Christmas. So I've got a green one. Then I've also got some orange paint and tan paint. So for the green one, you want to paint 3 of the sides, okay? You don't have to paint the bottom because it's not going to be shown. But when I paint these, I want to make sure that I paint a little bit past the edge, because when these are stacked, you will see that natural wood color coming through when they're stacked on top of each other if you don't go ahead and just paint a little bit underneath the edge on the bottom side of each piece of wood, if that makes sense. So you've got your green. Then for the orange and the tan, I am just painting one side with that paint, and that's it. I am not painting the ends of the pieces of wood. Now grab this free printable down below in the description box, along with everything else in today's video. I will try to link it down below for you. I printed this on 65-pound cardstock, and I'm just going to cut out my turkey. We want to bulk up this turkey, not make it look like it's just a piece of paper slapped on some blocks of wood. So here I've got a scrap piece of Dollar Tree foam board, and I am just going to trace around my turkey and then cut this out with a hobby knife so that this will kind of help thicken up this turkey and actually make it look more like a sign. To help this piece of foam blend in with our turkey, I'm going to paint it with some brown paint, making sure to paint all sides, the front, the back, and along with the edge of this turkey. Once it's painted and completely dried, I'm going to take my paper turkey and just using my tape roller, I'm going to attach my little colorful turkey to my foam piece, and now I've got a more substantial piece. It looks like a nice little sign, and I think it looks really, really good. So here are what the fall blocks look like. Now I'm going to go ahead and paint the other side. Now the green one is painted. So for the Christmas side, the middle block is going to be white. Again, just painting the one side, making sure to kind of go over the edges so that it won't show when they're stacked. And then the bottom one will be red. Now, if you're wondering what I'm going to put on the Christmas side, it's this little quilted tree. Again, free printable. You can grab it down below. Same steps that I did for the turkey. You're going to cut this out. Then you want to trace it onto a piece of foam board. Paint that foam board. I'm opting to paint my foam board green. And then attach your printable using a tape roller, glue, whatever you want to use, to that piece of foam. We need to stabilize these blocks. So to do that, I'm just going to put some hot glue between each of the blocks and glue them all together. So now it's a nice secure unit. Now for my signs, I've got to figure out how to attach them so that they can easily pop off. Because let's say you're showing the fall sign, you don't want to see the tree sticking up on the back. So for this, I thought, okay, I originally was going to do Velcro, but I didn't have any Velcro. And then I was like, you know, it'd be even better. Magnets. Dollar Tree magnets for the win. So you're going to need 2 magnets to get this attached. You want to glue one of the magnets to your turkey foam board and then one of the magnets to your blocks of wood, and then this will just pop on and off super easy. Now, depending on what words you decide to put on there, you actually could make several different little attachments. You know, if you just do a very generic happy fall, then you could do a turkey, you could do a pumpkin, you could do a ghost, you could make many different little ones. Same for the Christmas season. So once I get these ready to go and I get them where I want them, now I can measure the space I have left so that I can make my Cricut decals to put on there. So that's what I did. I just kind of measured, wrote it down, then I went to my Cricut design space and simply typed in the words. You can grab this on my Cricut profile. Again, that is linked down below in the description box. And I just cut this out in my Cricut. If you don't have a Cricut, do not panic. Just get stickers. I love getting stickers from Hobby Lobby, excuse me. I feel like their sticker collection is really, really good, and they do stay on. A lot of them are just very, very sturdy. So grab yourself some stickers or your Cricut and apply your words. You could add a bow to this. You could add, you know, whatever you want to it, but I'm going to keep it pretty simple, just focusing on the cute little attachments that I made for this. And there you go, a multi-seasonal piece that you could use for your fall decor and your Christmas decor. working on fall DIYs right now, but it is super hot outside. The weather is ridiculous. It does all kinds of things to your hair and skin, which is a perfect time for me to tell you about today's sponsor, Kish. I have been using some of their products and I am in love with them and want to share what I've been using. Kish offers a huge variety of products from hair care and skin care to accessories and much more. With the intense heat here in Texas, my hair tends to become really dry really fast. I have fallen in love with the Kish shampoo and conditioner bars. These bars lather up really good in your hand, which makes application very easy and very even. Their bars also help in regeneration of hair and aids in growth. They help strengthen hair and reduce breakage, and a huge plus to the bars is that they are also free of harmful ingredients, including parabens, sulfates, just to name a few. I have already noticed that my hair feels light and has some great volume. The curls just kind of come naturally thanks to their sea salt spray. I absolutely love that as well. I've also been trying the dry shampoo as well as the hair perfumes. And let me just say, silk pillowcases, those are a game changer. And look how cute this cherry one is from Kish. You can use the link in my description box down below to get 25% off your order, which will automatically apply at checkout. Or you can scan the QR code here on the screen. Now, back to the DIYs. You need a Dollar Tree carrot for this project. If you don't have one left over, guess what? You can grab some of that foam board and screenshot this carrot, trace it onto the foam board, and cut it out just as easily. Now, you're going to want to grab some tan paint. You do not have to paint the entire thing. The main part you need to paint is kind of where the stem of the carrot is. That little area is where you want to paint, but just one good coat of tan paint is all you need. You want to grab a pencil, and I'm just going to very carefully sketch out a little scarecrow face. That's right, we're turning this carrot into a fun scarecrow pic. And I'm just going to sketch that out, then grab my my paint pens, and I'm going to go ahead and go in and fill in the details. So for the eyes, I will be using black, blue, and white. The nose will be orange, the mouth will be black, and then of course I will put a few little white highlights here and there. Got this orange and white fabric here, and what I'm going to do with this is just cut a strip of it. Then I'm going to fold it accordion style and just make it very small and thin. Taking a needle that's got some thread in it, I'm just going to poke it through my little folded thing, and then when I kind of open it up, it makes a little ruffled kind of collar looking thing that I can put on my scarecrow. The easy way to secure this is because you've got that extra string. Once you get it kind of how you want it to look in the front, I just pulled the string around to the back, double knotted it, and tied it on. Then for the sides of it, I did kind of pull those around to the back and just tack it with a little bit of hot glue so that the orange checked fabric did kind of wrap around the whole neck of my scarecrow. As you can see, the back of it has a scarecrow face on there too, but I messed up on that one. Like I was being impatient and letting the paint markers dry, and it just turned into a whole fiasco. Anyway, a little bit of trimming, get it to how you want it to look, and then on the bottom part, just kind of do like a little wavy. You could use pinking shears. For some reason, my pinking shears did not like this fabric, so I just ended up having to like kind of cut and make it look how I wanted it to look. Time for some hair for this scarecrow. So for that, I will be using raffia. You want to get 3 bundles. You're going to have a little bundle kind of sticking off the top of the scarecrow, and then you are going to have 2 little bundles kind of coming down underneath this hat on each side of the scarecrow face. So you want to go ahead and get those glued down to your scarecrow and get those secured. As you can see, for the hat, I am just using some of this burlap ribbon, and once I get that little top tuft of hair or raffia glued in, I will take this burlap ribbon, wrap it around my little scarecrow, and just secure it in the back with my creepy little face in the back with some hot glue. Now, so we've got this working, it's looking good. Now we just need to do a few finishing touches. Let's finish off this scarecrow. So I'm going to grab some more of this orange checked fabric. I'm I'm going to rip a small strip of it, kind of make it look a little raggedy, and it's going to be a little band to put at the base of my Scarecrow hat. I will just secure that with a little bit of hot glue. Then I wanted to add a small sunflower to the bottom of my Scarecrow, and because I am making this a pick, I am also going to hot glue a skewer, or I don't even know what this is. It's a skewer to my Scarecrow so that I can stick this wherever I want to. The finishing touch is I decided it needed a little tiny patch on his hat, so I just cut another little piece of the fabric, put the little patch on there. You could also add like a little mini button. That would be super cute. But now I've just got this really cute Scarecrow. You could add it to a little bouquet of flowers for maybe a hostess if you're going to some kind of party, or stick it in a pumpkin. So many different options of what you could do with this cute little Scarecrow. You will need a terracotta plant from Dollar Tree for this project. I'm going to start by painting my pot a tan color. I'm going to paint the entire outside of the pot, and then I'm going to go in about an inch on the inside just so that the orange color of this pot won't show when I pull together my little arrangement. Now, as far as what you want to paint on it, it's up to you. I decided to sketch out with my pencil some pumpkins, as well as some white flowers, and I'm going to do some polka dots. For the pumpkins, I ended up doing 3 colors of orange to paint those. So the center of the pumpkin is one color, and then go to the left and right, it's another color, and then one more layer is a third color. The stem is going to be brown. My little white flowers, they're white. And then for the polka dots, I'm just going to use the end of a paintbrush to make a green dot, and that is going to be it. Now you could paint so many different things on here. You could do ghosts, you could do mushrooms, anything, leaves, like whatever you just want to hand paint. This is your time to practice your hand painting. The pot is all dry now, so now we get to build our little arrangement. So I just took some paper and shoved it into the pot to take up some of the space, and then I topped that with some moss. I did put a little bit of hot glue on that paper just to kind of help tack that moss into the pot. Then I've just got a bunch of Dollar Tree pumpkins, mini pine cones, and what I ended up doing was stacking a couple of the pumpkins and hot gluing it to the center of my moss. Then using those pine cones, I put those in, and from there it was just building this little arrangement. So I grabbed some mini leaves that I got from Hobby Lobby. I grabbed some greenery, stuck that in. I stuck little, I don't know what they're called, they look like little beads, like little mini corn cobs, but they're yellow, orange, and red. I don't know what they're called. But I stuck those in there as well, and I just kept building it up until I liked how it looked. You could certainly do any kind of arrangement that you wanted to do, but I absolutely love this little pot. this little Dollar Tree tray for this project. I'm going to start by, of course, peeling off that sticker. Then I need to paint it. So I'm going to grab a little bit of green paint. You could grab orange, white, whatever your color that you like for fall. And I'm going to paint the outside sides of it along with the inside sides, but I'm not going to paint the bottom portion of this tray. And it only took one coat of paint to get this all coated and get it nice and dry. Next up, we're going to use some Mod Podge. Now, I'm going to be using the technique where you apply the Mod Podge, you let it dry, and then you reactivate it with heat. And I like using this technique especially when I'm working with napkins, because let's be honest, when you start to pull all the different little plies off the napkins, they get so thin, and if you happen to have a little too much Mod Podge or you don't let it dry, in my opinion, it makes it harder for me because it just gets kind of wrinkly and the napkin gets ruined. So I'm going to put this Mod Podge on. It doesn't matter if it's glossy or matte, whatever you prefer, and let it dry. Once it's dry, you want to pull whatever fall napkin that you love. Hobby Lobby has some good ones. You can get them on Amazon, Walmart, wherever you want. You want to trim down your napkin and you want to take off the different plies. So what I typically do is once I've trimmed it down, I pull one of the plies off, and then before I pull the last ply, however many it has, I do press it. I don't like to press it when it's completely thin and I've pulled all the plies off of it because I don't know. I'm afraid I'm always going to burn the napkin. So I do leave one ply on there. I press my napkin, and then all you have to do is put your napkin down in the base. Then taking whatever little iron you have, I'm just using my mini heat press, you just start pressing down on it until it gets adhered. Now, once that's done, it's up to you whether you want to put a top coat on there or not. Again, totally your preference. I'm not going to put a top coat on this one, as I'm just going to use it for very easy decor and it's not going to get banged up. But if you feel like you're going to be maybe throwing keys on it or something like that where it's going to be getting scratched up, you definitely want to put some type of sealant on top. And now, voila, you've just got a very simple little tray that you can use for many different things. That will wrap up today's round of fall DIYs. Let me know down below which one of these are your favorite. Also, let me know this. What TV shows or movies remind you of fall? I would love to watch all the things. I would have to say for me, I think Gilmore Girls is definitely a TV show that reminds me of fall, but I would love to know what your thoughts are. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Here are some more videos you might want to check out, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!